This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand for the morning of April 24th, 2023. I'm Wes Mills. The president of the Purdue Research Foundation says the potential that the LEAP Innovation and Research District in Lebanon holds could be very beneficial for Purdue University. Brian Edelman says there is a strong connection between LEAP and Purdue, which are only about a half hour away from each other, that could support future development. Edelman says the Innovation District in Boone County has a dimension of economic development that Purdue's Discovery Park District does not have.
We started with about 400 acres. And LEAP will have thousands. So many companies with large needs for land may come to Indiana that otherwise wouldn't have because of LEAP. We believe that large footprint economic development like the Lilly campus that's going to be going in will be a great opportunity for researchers, students, collaborative research, the types of things that, make Purdue valuable and are valuable to the companies that may be wanting to come to Indiana. So I think there's a strong connection.
Indianapolis-based Eli Lilly and Company broke ground last week on its $3.7 billion manufacturing campus, which will anchor the LEAP district and create about 700 jobs. Hoosiers who lost their jobs, including self-employed workers, because of the spate of violent storms that hit Indiana on March 31st and April 1st, can file for federal unemployment. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development is accepting applications for disaster unemployment assistance from individuals in the 12 Indiana counties that were declared major disaster areas by President Biden. The deadline to apply is May 22nd. TechPoint, the nonprofit growth initiative for Indiana's tech ecosystem, presented 18 awards Saturday at the organization's annual Mira Awards Gala. New Albany-based RX Lightning was a repeat double winner this year, Product Launch of the Year and Disruptor of the Year. The company's platform drastically reduces the wait times for specialty medication processing. You can see the full list of this year's winners on our website. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
Indiana business and community leaders, you're invited to a roadshow unlike any other. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation are joining forces for the Engage Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. A focus on talent, education, and issues that shape our economy. 7 regional events, 1 shared purpose, advancing the future of Indiana. Discover more at ibj.com/engage. Indiana, it's time to get revved up. Inside Indiana Business is going racing. We'll be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the month of May and take you inside the business of motorsports, from gasoline alley to high-tech race shops to small-town dirt tracks. We'll explore what fuels a billion-dollar industry in the state. Join the entire Inside Indiana Business team from the world's greatest racecourse for Business at the Brickyard, brought to you by Purdue University. It's checkered flag coverage you won't want to miss.
New Jersey-based Bed Bath & Beyond filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on Saturday. The retailer said it anticipates closing all of its stores by June 30th. The company has warned since January that it may have to file for bankruptcy due to its poor sales during the 2022 holiday season. It closed a half dozen Indiana stores in February. There are 8 other locations throughout the state. Results of a new study commissioned by the Richard M. Fairbanks Foundation show reducing tobacco use would, quote, unquestionably save lives and drive economic gains in the Hoosier State. The research was conducted by the University of Illinois at Chicago and examined 3 key economic drivers: employment, income, and population. Based on the assumption of a tobacco-free Indiana, the study shows Indiana employment numbers, disposable personal income, and population would all rise. Seed genetics startup Insignum AgTech has signed an agreement with Beck's Hybrids to test Insignum's corn traits in some of Beck's products. Insignum's gene editing technology affects pigment changes in the crop, depending on the stress or pressure it faces. The companies, which are both based in the Hamilton County town of Atlanta, will be field testing the traits this summer. It appears Purdue is getting into the housing business for seniors. Citizens, that is. The university is planning a massive development that will bring alums back to school for their golden years. Purdue plans to break ground later this year on Varsity at Purdue, a 14-acre community at the Discovery Park District, where retired boilers and community members will begin living in a couple of years. About 60% of the units will provide independent living options, such as apartments and townhomes. It will also offer assisted living and memory care units as well. I'm Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.